Hello everyone, welcome back to a-dawg Games for some bracketology. Today I'll be discussing who I think will win the NCAA tournament and why I think they will win it. So first let's start with the Sweet 16. So in the round of 32, I have Duke going up against number 8, Central Florida. I think Duke will win that game because they have Zion Williamson and a lot of other good players. So then we have Mississippi State versus Virginia Tech. I think Virginia Tech's going to win that because they also have a decent amount of good players. And then we have Maryland versus Louisiana State University. I think LSU will win that one because they've done pretty good this season, and I think they can beat Maryland. Then we have Minnesota versus Michigan State. I think Michigan State can easily win that game because they beat Minnesota in the tournament. Or was that Michigan? No, Michigan beat them in the tournament, but Michigan State can still beat Minnesota. So then we have Gonzaga versus the number 8 Syracuse. I think Gonzaga will win that game because they're the number 1 in the country right now, and they're doing really good this season. Then we have Marquette versus Florida State. That's going to be a tough one, but I think Marquette can pull out a victory there because they were first in the Big East for a decent amount of time, and then they lost in their conference tournament to Seton Hall. So then we have Buffalo versus Texas Tech. I don't think that one's too hard of a decision. I think Texas Tech will win that. But then we have the 7th seed Nevada versus the 2nd seed Michigan. I think Michigan will win that. And now we're on the other side of the bracket with Virginia versus Mississippi, or Ole Miss. I think Virginia can win that one. But I was kind of skeptical about them after what happened last year with UMBC. So then we have Wisconsin versus Kansas State. I honestly think K-State can win that one. But then we have Villanova versus Purdue. I think Purdue can win. Sorry, Villanova. Then we have UC versus Tennessee. UC is one of my favorite teams, but I honestly don't think they can beat Tennessee. So I'm putting Tennessee in the Sweet 16 there. And then we have North Carolina versus Utah State. Again, not a tough decision. North Carolina can win. Then we have Auburn versus Kansas. Auburn won the SEC tournament, and Kansas hasn't been doing too good this year. So I'm going to put Auburn there. And then Iowa State versus Houston. This is kind of a tough decision, but Houston has been doing pretty good this season, beating lots of teams. And then we have Seton Hall versus Kentucky. This one was kind of a tough choice, but I think Kentucky can win that one. Next time, Elite 8, Final 4, and potentially championship. See you next time on a-dawg Games for the next part of Bracketology.